That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Oh, that's a spicy meatball. They never left. Dang. They never left your hearts. What's up, Melancholy? James Beethorpe. What's up, man? If Lord Racer was not the first comment, which I think he was, I apologize because the platform doesn't allow me to see anything before that. I think you were first, Lord Racer. I'm not positive. Fitty trees. Guess who's back? Hey, I've been here, bro. I've been here. I show up in different forms, you know. Last night we had a movie night on the Patreon. It was fantastic, bro. The editing got a little bit funky at the end. Got a little bit funky. Is this clickbait? Bro, come on. What you think this is? I was almost gonna name a YouTuber and say, do you think I'm this dude? But I did not. I stopped myself. I felt like I woke up with a hangover this morning, which is strange because I mean, I mean, I guess you can, right? I think that's just the vernacular that society has adopted for one specific subject matter. But you could have a hangover from like caffeine, right? Or like sugar or like excess amounts of food. I woke up in this intense fog. I'm on that foggy day schedule right now, bro. Serio. Buses have been canceled. Um Oh, it was you, James. All right, I apologize. I apologize.
I'm not surprised.
Um Grandmaster Sensei, I mean, it'll fly. Taking everything I work. Got fired up. Oh, for real? Hey, do you guys not look? I'm not trying to come at you or nothing, you know. But do you guys not? I mean, hey, more power to you if you don't. If you don't daily, you know what? That's pathetic, right? And I'm gonna excuse myself because I feel like this is my responsibility. I have to, on a daily basis, look up the MMA and UFC news. But frankly, I feel like if you don't do something like I do and you just do that, like for no reason on your own, I feel like that's kind of pathetic. So, I mean, I'm happy for you. Those of you that don't know that the Diaz brothers are coming back, I'm happy for you. James Bishop, thank you, bro. We are family. 'Cause I got all my homies with me. Party people, hello party people. Party peoples. Christopher Keeve looking good in that green outfit. Bro, what's up, Billy? Bro, GM, your stand-up comedy was too good, clever, unique, funny. See you at the top, bro. Hey, am I finally caving, bro? Am I finally caving? All these years I said, I'll never do it. I'll never do stand-up comedy. It's not for me. Should I do it, bro? Is that my path? Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Hey, there's nothing that I could do except try to innovate. Try to reinvent myself, try to be unique, try to be original. I mean, I don't know what else to do, bro. I don't know what else I could do on this platform. I mean, if all I could do is work with what I got, you know, and if I gotta try to keep figuring out new stuff to try to be different or whatever, I mean, that's what I gotta do, man. So I appreciate it. Um, Even though he keeps doing dumb stuff, Melancholy, you're good, bro. I was pleasantly surprised to see your name here, Christopher Keefe, and then you go and get gifted. It was fate, bro. But that's respectable, man. I don't want to take anybody's sleep away, and you gotta work. It's important, man. Christopher. Yes, hangover from extreme dehydration. Sugar. Oh, I've gotta be like stupid dehydrated. I have to be. There's no other option. The seasoning. um, if you stop drinking caffeine after drinking it every day, you'll get a pounding headache. It's called. Oh yeah. I had a friend in high school. She wasn't my friend. I don't know. I knew this girl in high school, and I mean, even back. I mean, I'm not lying to you guys. It's been a thing. Like I got problems, man. I even in high school, even in middle school, even in elementary school. I didn't go to preschool. Um, even I knew this girl in high school, and she told me that, and she was talking to me about it because everyone knew how I was with soda. She was telling me about how she had this uncle, and who knows? I mean, I know this is anecdotal, but I don't know. She told me she had this uncle that was like addicted to Pepsi, and I was like, that's cute. Um, but that he was so obsessed with it and would drink it like crazy, and then he just stopped, like cold Pepsi, just stopped, clean, 100%, and that he had a heart attack, and that supposedly they said it was because he just went like 100% and didn't wean himself off of it. His body like went into shock. Now I don't know if there's some legit, like, to some of you that know about that kind of stuff, if you're like, oh yeah, that'll happen. So it kind of freaks me out sometimes, man. It's kind of like when people are trying to get off drugs, it's like, dang, are they gonna have to put me on some of that morphine, or what's it called? I used to know some kid that would do I think it was heroin. And is it morphine? You know how there's another one that's like heroin's brother? There's another one they put you on to try to get you off the heroin, and then that fool ended up ODing on that one, and he died. That was crazy, bro. That was crazy. Man. Shoot, man. Um, I'm gonna talk about the Diaz brothers right now. I don't want to annoy you guys. Um, Thank you, Christopher Keefe. It's just, I feel like, man, if I would have started doing something like that when I was like 18 or something, it would have been different. But now I'm like, bro, I'm in that weird middle phase right now where it's like, I should have done it before, or now I got to do it like after my kids are grown, which depresses me and I don't even want to think about. But it's like, I don't want to do anything between. I don't want to miss anything, I don't want to be one. Like, I can't even believe it when I listen to certain podcasts, and like every podcast, these dudes are like, I'm gonna be on the road, I'm gonna be in this city, I'm gonna be in that city, I'm going to this state. And I'm like, bro, do you live at your house? That's gotta be terrible for your family. That's just not me, man. It ain't me, babe. Nah, it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for. I gotta be home, bro. I put the M-E in home, bro. That's me. You can't spell home without M-E. I gotta be there. Got to be there. Be there in the morning when they say hello to the world. I'm home. Got to be there in the evening when dinner begins. 'Cause I got to grill up the meats. Got to be there in the evening so me and Marilyn could watch reruns of Jeopardy. And I could show her that I'm smarter and have vast intelligence in regard to pop culture. And she's better at math and equations than me, but I have a overall higher IQ. And she has to help the kids with homework because I'm not book smart, but I'm world smart. And that's how I know that it's flat. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I changed the settings on my chair, bro. Do you ever change the settings on your chair mid acapella? I don't know how to change it back. This chair I inherited this chair about 7 years ago when it was already broken. And it's gotten even worse over time. Okay, well, I can't go back now. Methadone. That sounds familiar. That's probably what it was. Yup. Supposedly it was accidental. He overdosed accidentally, but who knows? Who knows? I agree, Christopher Keefe. I agree, bro. I agree. You know, we gotta do what we gotta do, James. Not that long ago, I was a car salesman. I feel like when I say that, it's like I'm basically saying I was like on OnlyFans. It sounds so dirty, bro. I was a car salesman, and I would walk through the doors because I used to work the service line, and so I'd get through the doors often at like 7:30 a.m. and I had about an hour commute. So I'm out the house by 6:30 at the latest, and I'm at work 7:30, and I would stay there often. I wouldn't leave there till 9:10 p.m. Like every day, because when you're in sales, it's every day, bro. So I get it, man. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. The touring thing is excessive. They just don't want to be home. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Bunch of these philanderers out there, you know. Yeah, Jessica, it was. You know what makes me feel better, Jessica? That I feel bad for Steven Seagal in the movie. You know, like how could they do that to him and his family? But then I pause it and I zoom in. I'm like, oh snap! It's not Steven Seagal. It's a stunt double. Oh, so they didn't even do this to Steven. Like they probably did it. I don't even know who they did it to. I don't know if they killed the stunt double's family. I don't know what's going on. So I don't even know where to put my emotions. I don't even know where to place my emotions. When did Ariana Grande gay? I like when they do that. What are we doing here? Heck yeah, bro. Oh, dang, covering your ears like that, Sam. um, yeah, it's not fun, bro. You don't want to be that person. Cause I'm trying to see. Let's talk Tomas Aspinall or Connor Colby at the White House. What's your thoughts? Tomas Aspinall, they're probably gonna. I mean, I feel like Dana White's afraid to strip that dude. I feel like Dana White, he's probably thinks that Tomas Aspinall's litigious or something like that. Especially the way his dad is in his corner. It's like, and it sounds dumb to say that they're money hungry because it's like, well, what else would you be? When it comes to work, when it comes to your job, if there's any kind of hungry you're supposed to be, it's money hungry because it's a job. You're not supposed to. You're not. You shouldn't idolize it and obsess over it or even love it too much or even blah, 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 blah. It's money. Get your money and then go back and be with your family. Get your money, go back and do your hobbies. Get your money, go back and read a book. You know, do something with your life. Don't make your job your life, you know. So I get that, but man, there's some weird vibes from that camp, you know. It's about the money. Let's go box. Let's get out of here. Let's go out at the top. Let's get the strap. Let's become undisputed and then get out of here so we could get that big payday in boxing. And I mean, Dana White doesn't like this dude too much. And then he's having a fart attack every time Dana White talks about him in a situation. So Dana's probably like, man, if we strip him, they probably feel like stripping Tomas Aspinall of the title while he's out being hurt is like if you try to fire a lady who's out pregnant on maternity leave. They're like, heck no, bro. They're probably having meetings with the HR department right now. Like, can we strip this dude? Or is he going to come after? Like, who knows, man? I wouldn't be surprised. And then on top of that, I wouldn't be surprised if Aspinall's like, plus, I'm also pregnant. So he'll throw everything at him, bro. I mean, I think he needs to get stripped. I mean, even if I didn't dislike Tomas Aspinall, it's just stupid. Anybody being objective would say it's stupid. What are they going to say? That it was stupid when John Jones did it, but not when Aspinall did it? The context and the nuance and blah, blah, it doesn't matter right here. Yeah, but John Jones could have done it, and he was just holding out, and he knew this dude's actually hurt. It doesn't matter. Is a division being held up or not? Oh yeah? Okay, then shut up. It doesn't matter. If the division's being held up and other fighters are missing out on opportunities, at the end of the day, it's the same thing. He should be stripped. Kobe and Conor at the White House, I don't know, man. And I feel bad because my understanding, and I could be wrong, he could be a serial killer. I don't know. I don't know. He could like pineapples on his pizza. I don't know. He could be a terrible individual. But I've heard, and it seems like when you see him break character, it seems like Colby Covington's a good dude. I don't know. You guys might be like, are you kidding me? Haven't you seen this, and this? It seems like it's all an act, and that he always was a good dude, and he had to just try to put on the thing. Like, there's been moments you see him on YouTube talking with little kids or fans or whatever. He seems like the best guy, and he only acts like an idiot and says these insane, disgusting things because it's like, well, shoot, what am I supposed to do? This is how I make my paycheck because Dana White's sick in the beanie, and that's what he wants. But so it's like I kind of want to like him sometimes, and remember, hey, he's acting just as much as Al Pacino's acting in Scarface. Like it's a bit, bro. It's a role, and I know some people just start to hate people because they don't understand the bits. But I can't make myself like his fights are so boring, man. Like he's so vanilla, he's so bland to me, and that's not a racist remark. And it's like, man, give anybody else to Conor. I'd rather watch Conor fight Megan O'Leary, man. Like, Covington, I just don't see it, man. There's just no fire there. Ethan Sedano, I want to pay you to train me for my fight. Oh, snap, bro. Oh, snap. At this point in my life, I don't know if that's a possibility because of legal restrictions, but I can tell you this, Ethan Sedano. If you go back to the origins of my channel, there are, you know how a lot of people learn Gracie Jiu-Jitsu? Even though I would never perpetuate such a thing, people do it. People learn how to make weapons of mass destruction on YouTube, online, but you know how Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, they give out rankings and stuff like that online, like fully online. You could actually watch, my videos on Mexican Judo, Mexican Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Mexican Taekwondo, and so on and so forth, and etc. And I fully believe that they were articulated in such a manner that you could extract everything necessary from video. So I would like to train you in that form and fashion. I'd be able to do it that way, bro. And I wish you nothing but luck, bro. I hope you keep us updated. Thank you, Sam. I tried, bro. Hey, Christopher Keefe, they're the best, man. I got tired of people, talking papas about Steven Seagal all the time. And I was like, you know what? I have a feeling. I got a feeling. Feeling deep inside. Oh, yeah. I had a feeling that these people are probably watching like On Deadly Ground. They're watching that one Steven Seagal movie that he did a collab with like some rapper. They're watching the ones where he's just doing like chair kwando, and these dudes haven't seen the first 5 films. And I say it all the time. I will put up Steven Seagal's first 5 films against it. I'll put it up with The Sound of Music, bro. I'll put it up with Pulp Fiction. I'll put it up with American Pie, bro. I'll put it up with any classic, and nothing can top or even touch Steven Seagal's first 5 films. I got tired of hearing people talk papas about it, and I said, I'm going to show it on Patreon. We're going to play the first 5 films in a row, bro. I'm going to show people. And I swear, man, he's like the Marlon Brando. The Marlon Brando of martial arts films. It's unbelievable. And people need to put respect on his widow's peak. I'm telling you, bro. And I'm educating people. There have been people, especially Jay Smith. There have been people, man, like, man, I've been hating on Steven Seagal from the womb, bro. From the womb. And they're like, I didn't know. I apologize. I didn't know. I've been watching Steven Seagal movies from like 2017, 2005, 2020. They're like, I haven't seen Above the Law. I haven't seen Out for Justice. I didn't know anybody was looking for Richie. I didn't hear about what they did to Bobby Lupo. There's nothing like it, man. We've been having a good time on there. Tell it like it is. Hey, Sean A. Rain, good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. But heck yeah, bro. It makes me sad, It makes me sad. I was very recently having a conversation with Flaco. And I feel like the best is yet to come, you know? And that's all I can say for now. Hey, is the pizza emoji gone for real? Like, I don't want to start getting all political or anything, but that's racist, bro. To wipe out a whole food chain like that just because of that's nonsense, bro. Heck no. Is it really gone? Like, for real, for real? I'm looking at, it's right there. What are you guys talking about? Bro? It's gone. Hey, they're going to come after me now. Hey, maybe that's how the channel will blow up. Grandmaster of the Mexican martial arts is out here talking about pizza. He was sending pizza emojis to Bill Gates. So look, I'm going to talk about the Diaz brothers because I think it's important every once in a while to actually talk about the title of my videos. Every once in a while. And I think this is the bottom line. It's very, very simple. It's very simple. Imagine all the dudes up at the top just start texting hamburger emojis to each other. And they're like, they're never going to be onto us now. They're never going to catch us now. They start using pineapples. I'm telling you. These cochinos with the pineapples. This is all that really needs to be said about the Diaz brothers stuff. So let me start off with this. I don't know if you guys saw it. Nick Diaz, the older brother, Nate's older brother, Nick Diaz was on a podcast with, I don't remember who. And he was saying that the competition right now was basically whack, and that it was nothing, and that it wasn't a challenge, and he was going to come back, and he thinks he could easily be champ. Now, I don't know. I don't want to be messed up. I don't know the state of his brain right now. I don't know if he is like, I don't know how that rehab works, you know? I don't know if it's the kind of thing like, I remember I knew a addict before, well, I've known a lot of addicts, but you know, there's not that many that are actually open and coherent a lot of time to talking about stuff. And one thing that he told me one time, and maybe some addicts will agree with this and some won't. For one, he said, and this is I think where there's definitely a fork in the road. Some people are like, chale. He was like, I will always be an addict. He was like, I will never say I'm not an addict anymore or that's behind me. He was like, I'm an addict. He's like, I haven't drank or done this in this many years, but I'm an addict. Like, that's still how he chose to identify. And I don't know if that was a 12-step thing or something that I don't know, whatever. But he's like, I'm an addict. That's my personality. That's who I am. And he said something like, it's a daily thing. I choose daily not to do that. I have an addictive personality. I'm an addict, and every day I'm overcoming this thing. Like, it just doesn't go away. So it's like you're constantly in the process of saying no to this thing. It's not like it's not like you could be like, hey, I used to be a Cleveland Cavalier and now I'm a Laker. I just ain't a Cavalier anymore. It's like, no, I'm I don't even know what the equivalent to that is. But he was like, no, I don't choose to say that that's behind me. It's something that I still struggle with on a daily basis. So it's kind of hard for me to like once you're out of rehab, it's not like you conquered like a video game and like it's over. Now you got to move on to a new genre or something. It's kind of like you got to keep playing that level over and over and just seeing how you scored today. So I don't know what it's like when you get out of rehab, you know? I can't relate to that. I don't know. Because I don't think it's like, hey, I finished rehab. I got my certificate. I graduated. That's over now. Hey, put all that stuff I used to do in front of me. I don't even want it anymore. How crazy. I think it might be more of like you learned at rehab, you learn different types of tools. You learn different ways to deal with things. You learn different exercises. You learn different things about yourself, different ways you can interact with the world and with those things. But now you still have to choose constantly, am I going to do this or not? And I'm saying all that to say, like, I don't know. I don't know where Nick Diaz stands right now in the beanie. I don't think he just came out and he's like, I used to do drugs? How crazy. I can't even relate to that anymore. Maybe he's still, okay, addiction is a lifelong affliction. That's a t-shirt. That's good. So yeah, I tend, that sounds accurate to me. So it's like staying married. Yeah. I won't, yeah. That's a perspective. The problem with marriage today is how people treat it so electively. I'm not happy anymore. You don't make me happy anymore. That's not what marriage is about, bro. But I know what you're saying. Like, I get that though. You should treat it that way. Because if you don't treat marriage as a daily thing, like choosing to be with that person and be the best for them daily, you're just resting on your laurels. You're taking them for granted, you know? But I don't know if, Nick Diaz came out and I think the general public, a lot of people are like, oh, he came out of rehab. He's good now, right? They fixed him, right? Like, that's how people look at it. But he might still be like really, really, really struggling and dealing with certain things. I mean, it kind of makes you feel bad that we see everything that we see about him and the UFC in general. We see everything that's presented to us and made available to us in regard to Nick Diaz, and then the same thing with UFC, right? And it's like, who in their right mind? Is there anyone in this chat that would be like, yeah, I think it makes sense. I think Nick Diaz could be back in the rankings and become a champion easily, just how he's claiming that he will son all these fools. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, for this dude to say that, because of what we can see, what's clearly observable about him, about both him and the UFC, it's like nobody in their right mind would come to those conclusions. How does he? And I know, and I preach this all the time. And I believe in it. You got to have that delusional mindset. Anybody that wants to be any kind of a winner, any kind of a champion, you have to have that delusional mindset. Nobody's going to beat me. I'm the best. I'm the best. I was telling Jesse Jr. that the other day when it came to a certain sport. I was telling him how when I played that sport, I would say the number one guy's name in that sport. Even as a teenager, and I'd be like, I'm better than him. I would beat him. I'm better than him. As delusional as it is, you have to think that way to become a monster. You have to be a little twisted and think you're like invincible. You have to think that way. However, I mean, when you're a third party and you're on the outside looking in, there's just no excusing such behavior. I mean, I have to assume he's talking about, I mean, what do we think that he's talking about? And man, he might have referenced it in the interview, and I'm annoyed if he did because I should have watched it again. I would think he's referencing the welterweight division, which, and he didn't just say that he believes that he could be champion again and he could work his way there and he could figure it out. He said, I would do it easy. There's no competition. It would be a piece of cake. So he's talking about Makhachev. He's talking about Usman? Morales? Prates? Easy? I think the welterweight division, I believe, correct me if you think I'm wrong, I believe the welterweight division has the most stacked top five, even though I don't even think Usman is top five. Isn't he like 6 or something? But you know what I mean. You got Makhachev, you got Morales, you got Gary, you got Prates, you got Usman, you should have Shavkat. Like, I don't think there's a more stacked division up at the top. Maybe there's some that go deeper here and there. But, I mean, the lightweight could maybe go kind of deep. Middleweight isn't the most terrible thing right now. But he would be hopping into, like, the worst, most competitive division. And he said, that'll be easy. That'll be easy. I'll come back. I can see that. I'm thinking about that. Nate Diaz now, Nick's little brother, is saying he has unfinished business. And he wants to come back and fight Masvidal. Unfinished business. He is saying, oh, oh boy. Oh boy. He is saying that they created, it was kind of funny to hear it. And he's calling it a division. Would we call the BMF title a division? He's saying that they made a whole division after him and that he deserves to come back and finish his unfinished business. And that the only ones like him is Masvidal, and there's no one else like them. That he's a gangster, but, you know, that same more regurgitated line. He ain't no West Coast gangster. Okay, well, Nate ain't no East Coast gangster. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And by the way, why is it always East Coast and West Coast gangsters? How come there's no North and South gangsters? There's definitely North and South gangsters where I come from. I don't know why we never hear about them, you know, in these types of contexts. They're definitely, where I come from, I don't hear about no East and West gangsters. I hear about North and South gangsters. So this is very fascinating to me. But you know what is, and let me read this first. Ethan Serrano says, Flaco taught me Mexican Muay Thai boxing. Charlie Holmes, hope Flaco is doing good. Missed that fool. Oh yeah, bro. Heck, I don't know if that was meant to be a question mark. We did the Mexican Muay Thai, Mexican boxing, Mexican American Campo. I just making me nostalgic, bro. I need to figure out how to create a surplus. I need to figure out how to create for myself the possibility for me to be able to take the time out to do that type of work. That's what I need to figure out. Once I could wake up and be like, hey, Flacco's going to come over and we're going to take this many hours and we're going to shoot this and we're going to do that and then I'm going to edit it. I have to figure out how to pay for that time. Because that's the time that most normal adults would be at work. So because this is what I do for a living, I have to figure out how can I make sure to be a responsible adult and not make Marilena go crazy when she's trying to pay the bills? How can I figure out how to set those hours aside to do that and it'll make sense? That's all I got to figure out. That's all I got to figure out. Me and Flacco are still good. The ideas never stop flowing. I just got to figure out how to make that work. Oh my gosh. So what I was going to say about the Diaz brothers is that here's what's very interesting. Everything absolutely changed. Everything absolutely changed when the UFC went to Paramount. Now, and I tell you guys this all the time because I'm not on some quest to just be correct and I know everything and, you know, I'm flawless. I know that's the perception of most of you, but, you know, I am not perfect all the time. I'm sorry to let you know, but it appears as though with UFC leaving the pay-per-view model, titles mean absolutely nothing. Titles have always been an illusion. I want to say thank you to the homie Diego. Thank you, bro. Diego just became a patron. I don't know if Diego's in here right now. I don't know if he heard me talking about movie nights and he wants to make sure that he gets to go join in. But Diego just became a patron, and I want to thank you very much, bro. And he went ahead and came in at the $3 tier, and he didn't even have to do that. He could have done, I think the lowest one's 99 cents, and he came in and did $3 a month. He could have did 99 cents a month, and he did $3. He went and tripled the blessing. Thank you, bro. Correct me if you feel that I'm wrong, but titles have always been an illusion. They've just been something to go hand in hand with the pay-per-views. That's why people buy the pay-per-views. Why don't they do pay-per-views for the things that they ended up calling fight nights? They didn't have title fights. Nobody cared. They weren't built up to be big enough. And I know I've used this example too many times, but it reminds me very much, because again, the art imitates life, life imitates art. It's a good example. It reminds me of Dwight Schrute, when instead of giving him a promotion and paying him more, they gave him that plaque in lieu of pay. So he got like 2 plaques calling him, so I forgot what it was, assistant to the assistant manager. So they gave him a plaque in lieu of pay just to make him feel legitimate, to make him feel like he did something, you know? A little accolade. And that's what the titles have always been. We need a pay-per-view. We really need a pay-per-view. We need something bright and shiny for both the fighters and for the fans. It needs to look like significant. It has to mean something. That's what the titles were. There's no incentive for that as far as the UFC is confirmed anymore. With Paramount, it changed. And we've seen it with people just getting cut with the quickness. Jailton Almeida, I mean, people do have a bad recency bias. And it's really easy to make fun of that fool and talk about how boring he is. But he has a winning record. He had a better record in the UFC than Nate Diaz. But the UFC doesn't care about that. They don't want to see people that are boring, even if they're the champion, even if they're undefeated. The second you even give them the opening to get rid of you, they're going to do it. Taito Tuivasa, and who knows, he might get cut in the next hour. But Taito Tuivasa has just lost 6 in a row. Taito Tuivasa is in the rankings, and they got rid of Gel and Almeida. Alex Morono, who's been hanging around, he's been doing things for the UFC. He's taking last-second fights multiple times. A loyal company man. He asked the UFC after his last fight, could I, let me have a swan song. Let me do it. And they're like, chale. I mean, you might show up. You might save the fight or whatever, but you don't save the fight because the way that you fight, it looks funny. It's making our brand look funny. We don't want people on CBS. See, it kind of looks like a bum fight. You look like unwell. Like you can't even stand on your own even when you're not in a fight. It's not a good look. Like they're finding every excuse to get rid of people. They're not respecting the rankings. It's not about titles anymore. I mean, people used to talk smack about GSP, that he was a boring champion, that he played it safe, that he was a hugger. Especially today, the UFC doesn't want a champion like that. They care more about exciting fights. They're going to let people with winning records like Gel and Almeida and other guys. It was like, 2-3 weeks ago, they let go of an undefeated fighter. I think it was actually one of Khabib Nurmagomedov's guys. They let go of an undefeated fighter. But we still got Taito Tuivasa. Why? You know why? Nobody cared about that undefeated fighter. I can't even remember his name right now. I know it probably had a bunch of syllables and not that many vowels, but I can't remember it. And you know why I can't remember his name? Because that fool never did one shoey. That fool didn't care enough about the fans, didn't care enough about his job, about his paycheck, didn't care enough about his family back home in his war-torn country that he should have been sending money home to. He didn't care about any of them enough to do one single shoey. Because he was scared of athlete's foot. He didn't want athlete's mouth. He said, I ain't going to do a shoey. And Dana White said, hey, Hunter Campbell, tell that fool to kick rocks. It's not me saying it. I'm telling you to say it, right? You said it? All right, tell that fool to kick rocks. Nobody cares about the undefeated fighter with the good ranking that's dominating because he's boring. Nobody remembers his name. He doesn't do shoeys, and he doesn't know good enough English to talk papas on Twitter. He doesn't know good enough English to have a very sensual rapport with Nina Drama because that's what you got to do. You got to chill with Steiny and Dana White. You gotta go play poker. You gotta do a TikTok dance with Nina Drama. You gotta talk trash about people's mamas on Instagram and Twitter. And this dude wasn't doing that. So they're getting rid of undefeated fighters and they're keeping Taito Tuivasa because he's a fan favorite. People love that dude. And they're getting annoyed with him. They're getting frustrated with him. He is becoming the new era's Derek Lewis, even though I think they're relatively, they're not exactly from the same era, but Derek Lewis is hanging around long enough that they kind of are now. And you got them bringing back people like the Diaz brothers. Now, why would this happen? Why are we getting rid of undefeated fighters, keeping Taito Tuivasa, keeping Derek Lewis? Well, what does he do? He's not doing shoeys, but he's stripping. He's stripping in the octagon. He's about to take off his chonies. He's talking, some things of graphic nature about his lady and him. People love him. They're bringing some people. I know people love the Diaz brothers. There's a growing pocket of people that believe that the Diaz brothers could very well be sponsored by CTE. They've been microdosing CTE. But people still love to watch. They're still exciting. They bleed. They give the people what they want. They give them the gladiator show. It's not about bouts anymore. Undefeated records don't matter. Rankings don't matter. Bouts don't matter. You know why? Because pay-per-view went, it doesn't matter anymore. Now, I mean, why do people tune into CBS? Why do people tune into Paramount? Ask yourself this question. How long has CBS been in existence? I sincerely don't know. 50 years? 65? I don't know. How long has Paramount been in existence? Now tell me this, after you've asked Jeeves, tell me this. Think about how long CBS has been in existence, how long Paramount has been in existence. Now tell me this. Of all those years and all the time that they've been in existence, how much did either of them, CBS and or Paramount, how much did they care about fighters' undefeated records? How much did CBS and Paramount care about fighter rankings? How much does CBS or Paramount care about championship title bouts? I'm talking BOUTS and BELTS because I know some of you can't tell the difference and you like to comment about it on my videos. The answer is never. The answer is never, because CBS and Paramount have been doing just fine for decades and decades without any of those things. And people are still watching. People are still tuning in. And why do they do that? Entertainment, drama, gossip, shenanigans, pop culture, as long as it's entertaining. That's it. It's like I was telling somebody the other day. I don't put ketchup, personally, I know everyone doesn't agree with this. I don't put ketchup on my fries unless the fries aren't good enough. I just don't do it. Now, if I'm at a place and the fries, there's something to be desired, I'll use some ketchup. If I'm eating a pizza and it's the best pizza I've ever eaten in my life, I will never dare dip it in ranch. But if I'm eating a piece of pizza that's, I'd like to kind of mask the flavor a little bit, I'll dip it in some ranch. That's what titles are. If there's a fight that's good enough, think about John Jones and Alex Pereira. And I know, as soon as you heard John Jones, I don't want to see that. What are you talking about? I don't want to see that. Okay, think of whatever stupid matchup you want to talk about. John Jones and Pereira. Khamzat Chamoyev and Islam Makhachev, right? Makhachev and Tapoera. You know, whatever it is you would want to see that you think's competitive, since you want to act like a Puritan and be like, I don't want to see those stupid fake fights. Whatever fight you want to see. Would you care if there was a belt on the line? Does that make it any more entertaining? And I realize that you're programmed to say yes. Because even as I said that, I was like, well, it kind of raises the stakes. Why? Because we've been trained to believe that. It doesn't mean anything. They're walking out with the oversized piece of jewelry. That's it. Master Miyagi wouldn't respect it. Then I shouldn't either. The only thing about is good for us to hold up your dickies, bro. It's all about entertainment. It's all about rock'em sock'em. It's all about just bleed. And this isn't me criticizing. I'm just calling it for what it is. I'm not even saying, and this is bad, and that's why they're a sham, and I hate this. I'm just saying, hey, has anyone else noticed this? Bouts are stupid. They don't mean anything anymore without pay-per-view. When pay-per-view is gone, bouts mean nothing. And we're talking about an organization that has repeatedly let us know very blatantly their rankings don't mean anything. And everything is dismissed and swept under the rug anytime anyone asks any question about it. Hey, Dana, I'm just wondering, please don't get mad at me and take my credentials. Dana, I was just wondering, how come the 13th ranked fighter is getting a title shot? What kind of question is that? Why wouldn't he? What? Huh? You got a better idea? Really tickles my taters when people think they know the sport better than me. But people don't know nothing. I don't know. That's what they came up with in the war room. It's a fight that made sense. I can't stand what he says. It's a fight that made sense. What? But he's asking the question because it doesn't make sense, bro. That's why he was asking you. You can't just say it made sense and it's going to make sense. Like everyone unanimously online is talking about this and clowning on it and posting about it because it doesn't make sense. And you think you're just going to say, that's the fight that made sense. And everyone's going to go, oh, you see, it did make sense. Why didn't we notice that? The bout, I won't be surprised if they start to disappear. The bout era is over. It doesn't make sense anymore. Without pay-per-view, it doesn't make sense. And you're going to see people like the Diaz brothers. See, when bouts were everything, they're like, well, shoot, bro. We got to keep talking trash and like being entertaining and funny because we're not going to win any bouts. And then they make a fake bout for you. You can't even win that one. But then when it becomes about entertainment, then they're like, "Oh, I'll stab, bro. People like us, bro." I don't know where that doesn't even sound like Nate. I lost it. I sounded like Nate before, but that one didn't sound like Nate. We're like, well, people like to see us bleed, bro. We could do that. We could bleed. We them Mexican zombies, those 209 zombies, Stockton zombies. We could give them a good fight. Just keep the doctor out of the building. We could give them a good fight. People will tune in for that. Those Paramount dudes will love that right after Landman. After Landman, you see these dudes just bleeding all over the place. No titles needed. This is a perfect era for these types of dudes to come back. And it looks like they're very interested in doing so. I want to say thank you very much, Leon Enriquez. GM, I was laughing so hard last Saturday with the Rosa Melano MMA fighter prank you fell for. So funny, the MMA fighter's actual name, so you know. I forgot for a moment what you were talking about, bro, and then I remembered, yeah, I got burned, bro. Wasn't it Bert? Was it Bert Olomio? Burn me, bro. Burn me. Dang. Rosa Melcacho. I kind of feel, I still feel like you're pranking me, bro. I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to look that up. Thank you, Leon. Was it? I don't think you were the one that pranked me, was it? Because I know you're too much of a kind soul for that, Leon. I thought it was Bertolomeo. Was it you, bro? Did you do me like that? Ethan Sedano, I'm just glad you're still uploading videos. You were a big piece into me getting into MMA 6 years ago. I just want to show love to Grandmaster. I'm always so honored and humbled when people say stuff along those lines. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And I'll be honest, bro. When I started being exposed to MMA, I thought it was boring. And I wanted to find a way to make it less boring, dare I say entertaining. And it just makes me feel like I did something right when people say something like this. I really appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much. And again, it's only going to get better, man. I was trying to hype the people up the other day and motivate them and let them know, you know what? Whatever you seen me and Flaco do, whatever you liked, don't even talk about the good old days, don't even reminisce, because the good old days, ironically, they haven't even come yet. We haven't even had the good old days yet. The good old days are in our future. You haven't even seen the best that this has to offer, bro. We're going to keep moving forward. Thank you. Derek has a car wash. Jane, would you eat ranch? Would you eat pineapples if they had ranch? Um, Danny G 21. Hey, Danny G, I don't. If it's not you, I apologize. Do you happen to be Danny Wolfman G? Or is that just a coincidence? Are you Danny Wolfman G? There was a dude from back in the day that supported me from the longest, named Danny Wolfman G, but I don't know if that's you. But even if it's not, I appreciate you, man. That's a self-inflicted membership right there, and those hit different. You just took it upon yourself to go out there and proactively transform and identify as a gringo, and I appreciate that, bro. Thank you very much. What about tomorrow? Oh, I just got to the end of the chat, bro. I just got to the end of the chat. I had to scroll like crazy because I actually got to go pick up one of my kids right now. I actually got to go be the chauffeur. And I'm going to have to like scramble out of here. I'm going to be late. I've done that too many times. Dang! That's Danny Wolfman G, bro.
Flow goes deep like the ocean. It burns so hard, grab the lotion. I might hit the 3-wheel motion, cause I'm sipping on this green tea potion.
I'm not surprised.
Whose hot dog is this?
I'm so grateful to you, bro. I never forgot you. And you mean a lot to me, bro. Danny G was like one of my most earliest supporters. That was just, I mean, that specifically came at a time that meant so much to me, bro, because I was just, it was so early on in when I had kind of went out on my own, and I didn't have the resources with Voto Studios anymore, and I was kind of doing my own thing, and I was like, how's this gonna go? And I was scared, and I appreciate you, man. I always appreciate you, bro, for real. Thank you, man. What is that from? What is that from? I'm Danny R. Heck yeah. There's a possibility. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. At least it's behind you now. You got a new email. Dang, that's dirty. There's a possibility. It's just gonna be tricky because I gotta pick up one of my kids, and then I gotta take them somewhere else, and then even within the hour after that, I gotta go back and get them. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be possible. I have to do quite a bit of running around. Maybe after I bring them back from where I gotta take them, because I don't have to help with dinner tonight. It's possible. I just don't want to be a liar. I don't want to say yes and not come back. Thank you, man. Thank you, Danny G. Hey, there's been some ups and downs, bro. I mean, I had a rough couple years, man. I had a rough couple years, but I feel like it made me stronger. But hey, when you get some time, bro, I don't know if you've scoped out the most recent videos. I've definitely went through a little bit of a transformation. It's a lot of talking beanie stuff lately. But I want to start branching out, just like I was doing my little comedy thing the other day that a lot of you guys saw. I'm trying to just stay forever innovating, and adapting and doing my thing. I know, Lord Racer, I know. All right, I better go or I'm gonna get in trouble. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for listening. And I hope that you were educated and that you know about this new era. And it's going to be a freak show. There's going to be exciting fights. Danny G. Oh, my gosh, bro.
Flow goes deep like
Whose
the
hot dog
ocean.
is this?
I'm not
Burns so
surprised.
hard, grab the lotion.
Another
fight! I might hit the 3-wheel motion, cause I'm sipping on this green tea potion.
Thank you, Danny G. Heck yeah, bro. Respect always. Thank you, man. Much respect. Thank you. Gihanlo, thank you. Heck yeah. Thank you, man. I was actually thinking about I don't really want to talk to fighters. I don't want to be annoying and just shoot stuff down and be all boring. But I don't want to talk to fighters. I was actually talking with Marilena today about some logistical things about how I could make my movie. That's what I want to do. And you know what? I know there's gonna be some people here, and I can't believe it. I think it's so weird, but I know there's gonna be people here that are like, why are you? Because they came up before. I had people in the past say, why do you want to make a movie? What are you doing? Go to the fights and interview fighters. I'm like, what? I don't want to be Helen Yee. I don't want to be Ariel Helwani. I want to make movies, bro. I want to be the Mexican Steven Seagal in a good way. I want to be, I want to make TV shows. I don't want to be like, and how was your weight cut? Oh, good. Okay. And, the last fight you did this. Are you going to do that again? Oh, okay. That's not what I want to do, man. So we're trying to figure it out. Better with the lights off. I don't know. I get it, bro, and I appreciate it, but I have no desire to network. I don't want to network. I just don't care. I want to make good content. And I feel like the right people will come to it when they do. I don't want to leave my house. I don't want to go travel. I don't want to meet anybody. I just want to have an idea and be like, here it is. I made it. First rule of the yeah. All right, I better go. I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for being here.